What's up, ladies and gents, Nolly here, welcome to another Payday 2 video. This is Crime Wave Edition gameplay again in the background. Another video in my series of Nolly's Away, whatever I'm going to call these videos when it gets around to uploading them. But today we're going to be talking about StarVR and the Walking Dead experience. So, from a bit of my research, I've looked a bit further into it, and I've discovered that essentially, and this was something I didn't necessarily realize when I was initially talking about it, though I realized this was a demo version, it appears to be a prequel of what we're going to see in the full release of the Walking Dead game. All those additional features that were mentioned in the Walking Dead game are probably still going to be in it. The idea of cooperation, potentially RPG and free roam-ish elements are likely to still be there. This on-rail shooter we had at E3 was very much part of displaying the prototype, showing how their tracking and their virtual reality was functioning. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons, which I have heard secondhand. I'm going to link you to a video below, which may be more informative for you guys as far as how StarVR is working, how functional and enjoyable it was. It's from Tested. It's actually a very good video that I enjoyed watching. I think it might give you a better insight than I possibly can. So do check that out and potentially come back here to listen to me. But there are a couple of ideas that have sprung to mind when watching this video and when paying attention to this, and most notably the interview they did with Almir and a project designer of the virtual reality headset. So the idea behind this demo was to display this on-rails experience and the immersion, the field of view, and I feel like it was very much set at marketing this headset. Now, StarVR is functional with as far as we know right now, it's going to be primarily just functional with Overkill's games, Starbreeze's games. With some plans to hopefully work alongside Valve in the long run and make it applicable to every game and, add-ons that will allow that. But right now, it doesn't look like any developers are going to be perking up and thinking, let's develop for this headset. It's very much a prototype, and it's going to be very difficult for them to sort out within the sort of time frame they're looking for with Walking Dead's release coming out some point in 2016. As they said, they are their own independent development company. They're not beholden to anyone other than themselves, so they're only going to release things when they are ready, which is good. But they have put a small deadline, that being 2016, on The Walking Dead, that they're going to have to focus down and get this right before that. From what I'm hearing, it was a load of fun, but it was not much more than that. We got the immersive experience, it put you on edge, the horror themes were oozing out, and it was generally very responsive with StarVR, and it was a good experience if you could get the optics right. Other problems, the weight of the headset. Though incredibly immersive, we don't want a massive headset dragging down our heads and potentially leading to great discomfort that makes the experience not what it could be. And especially in longer gaming sessions, if the game is something above what we saw in this demo and it's way more open-ended, that weight's going to be considerably more important. And as they said, you've got to consistently lift it up, make sure the optics are at just the right level so the experience is immersive. One thing that I thought was interesting that they noted was you can look, instead of having to turn your head, the ability to look out the corner of your eye when you hear a loud noise is so excellent from a gameplay standpoint that there could be some amazing games developed for this headset that they are trying to really pioneer. It's so important that StarVR is what it needs to be. I think that Overkill and Starbreeze are aiming to propel themselves as massive developers in the games industry. They think virtual reality is the future, and they're not the only ones. Virtual reality is a sensation right now, and people are loving it. It's all about getting the price to quality ratio right, and that's what I hope they work on in the coming months, especially before we see any more of the Walking Dead. I think the headset has to be the focus, but I also think it's so important that they create a good game. Otherwise, the headset's going to flop. If they don't create a game that carries the headset, no one's going to want to develop for the headset. The game has to be great whether you're using the headset or not. It has to be more than what they were showing at the demo. So Overkill's in a bit of a sticky, awkward situation. You know, it seems like everything went well for them, but things have to be done correctly for this to be a success. I myself, having looked into it, I'm really excited for what they can do. I'd love to have tried this headset out. It is in prototype form right now, but we're going to see future developments hopefully before the end of 2015. And I really wish them the best of luck with it. I think that potentially their best bet would be to try and focus up on creating this as a functional tool for maybe Payday 2. See how much interest there is and move from there. But they've really thrown themselves in at the deep end. I think the Walking Dead game should be great. I hope it's got a strong narrative. I hope it's got strong mechanical elements to it. And I hope it goes a long way beyond what that demo was. I think it will. I'm sure that was just to show off some elements of their system. And I hope the engine's good. They've got their own Valhalla engine, and if that's much better than what we're using right now, the diesel engine, then we could see huge improvements moving forward into Payday and into Overkill's future releases. Remember, Payday 3 is something on the cards that we need to consider. So it looks like Overkill's E3 was what they wanted it to be. Responses seem generally positive. People have been widely confused by this demo. They seem to think that they're going to be getting an on-rail shooter. I don't think that is what's going to happen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from doing a bit of further research, it seems like the game's going to be a little deeper than the mechanics we had shown off at this year's E3. Either way, I'm excited for The Walking Dead. Things are shaping up as far as I'm concerned, and I can't wait to see more in the future, and hopefully try it out and maybe give you guys some first-hand experiences as opposed to just relaying information as I am right now. But that's it for today's video, a slightly shorter one. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope I'm enjoying my holiday right now. I don't know which day this is going up on, but that's all for watching. See you on the next one.